For 30 years now, Chevrolet has been building this full-size SUV that we call the Tahoe. This fifth generation high country Tahoe is really the pinnacle of its success. Let's take a look at it. My name's Jeff Hewitt, General Manager here at Brian Cullen Motors, and we're going to talk about what's special about this high country. So if you're in the market for a new or pre-owned vehicle, come down, check us out at 386 Ontario Street in St. Catharines and click the link at the top of the description there to start the conversation. So, General Motors has a full-size utility lineup. And of course, there's Tahoe, and it's got its GMC cousin, the Yukon. It has longer versions of both of these, be Yukon XL or Suburban. And then of course, we have the uber luxury when we get into Cadillac Escalade. They all come out of the same place down in Texas, right, where they build big, beautiful SUVs. So why are we talking about high country today? Well, this vehicle here, I think, is really special in the lineup now. It is a high country, so that gives us the top trim level in the Chevrolet lineup, like it has been on full-size pickup trucks for a lot of years now. But what's really special about this is that this does have the 3-liter Duramax diesel in it that is not available in Escalade. So if you're looking for something luxury, but yet is still reasonable to drive fuel efficiency-wise, this is the vehicle for you. 3-liter diesel, what does that give you? Well, it gives you about 305 horsepower, but an absolutely outstanding 495 pound-feet of torque. And when you combine all that together, what's amazing is the fuel economy. On the highway, this achieves 9.5 liters per 100 kilometers. Now that, to put it in perspective, like that's compact SUV territory for fuel mileage. And I can tell you from personal experience, it actually does it. Let's take a look around it and see what this vehicle's all about. So what you're seeing is here is a high country, and really out of the box, this is about the way it comes. We haven't added too much. Of course, we did select the 3-liter diesel to replace the 6.2-liter gas engine, which is a great motor. There's nothing wrong with 6.2s. But I personally find this 3-liter to be really, really special. So we put the 3-liter diesel in it, and when you do that, you generally have to take the sun and tow package, which, well, quite frankly, if you were in this full-size SUV, it's pretty much what you want. So you do get the sunroof along with the tow package, the towing app, everything to do with it. So if you're gonna load up the family and maybe put a boat out back or a camper out back, this is a great vehicle for you. But the magic of this, like I said earlier, is under the hood, is this Duramax diesel. This 3-liter diesel has been really the basis for everything that General Motors is doing right now in the light duty side of it. Okay, so this is not ending up in our heavy duty trucks. You can check out our heavy duty truck videos and we'll talk about that big, beautiful Duramax engine. But this engine here works really, really well. And I think what's unique about it, as far as diesels go, is the drivability of it. It really has a feel that is natural. It is not loud. You do not have to shut it off when you go through the Tim Hortons drive-thru so they can hear you. It's nice and quiet, it's responsive. And the 495 pound-feet of torque gets this big vehicle moving the way you expect it to, and it's a great tow vehicle. If you have a small or medium-sized camper or a boat, this is a really good one for you. Nicely packaged under the hood here. Of course, it's all Chevrolet up front. We've left the gold bow tie on this. If you prefer, we can change these to black. We actually left gold on here on purpose, but it seems like we've almost gone too far with black bow ties these days where everything's got a black bow tie. But this is the natural bow tie that belongs to the vehicle. I think it goes nicely with the kind of chrome touches we're seeing in the grille here. And of course, it has all the new LED front end. So you get the lights, the turn signals, everything up front here. Beautiful Tahoe. Let's take a look down the side. So just to give you an idea of the size of this, these are 22s. So we got big 22-inch wheels, and they actually just seem proportional to the vehicle. So this is a big full-size SUV. Everything you're seeing on the outside here is standard on high country. So you do have the black door handles with a slight bit of chrome on there to accent them. Of course, the fixed boards are standard. Coming all the way down the side here, fuel fill at the very back on the driver's side, as it should be on a full-size SUV. You don't want to be going around to the other side of the vehicle. A couple little things that we added. We do add things like the molded mud flaps. We think that makes a real difference, especially trying to keep a black vehicle clean. Come around the back, we'll show you what's going on back here. So back here, of course, we've got everything you're gonna need for towing. It's all actually hiding behind this cover here. Behind this cover, you got a Class 3 hitch, plus your electro hookups, everything you need. But in the meantime, when you're not towing, you get to have this cover here so you don't have the whole hitch exposed to the rest of the world. You notice the chrome touches, everything that signifies that this is a luxury vehicle. And of course, you got the little Duramax badge here. That's so you can tell the rest of the world it's a diesel. Of course, we open up the rear hatch here, and you do find that you do have some cargo room. So this is a 3-row SUV, and it's set up to be 223, so it's a 7-rider. And we've got cargo space back here, but if you need to expand that cargo space, we do have the power folding rear seats. So we can lower them down individually, or we can do them all at the same time, and we can even roll down the second row. So when you get all the seats folded down, you have an absolutely massive amount of space in here. And so this puts the utility into this vehicle, where, as you can see, you can fit a 4x8 sheet of plywood in here, no problem. And they've gone through the extra little steps of protecting. You'll notice that there's all floor liners throughout, cargo liners. We don't want everything getting destroyed just because you decided to use this as a little bit of a utility vehicle. Really decent entry height. You do have some tie down back here to stop stuff from rolling around. Really good for the propane tank. You don't want that sliding all over the back seat of the vehicle. Set up really nicely. Good 7-rider. Let's go sit in the seats and see what it's like. Okay, so here we are, we're in the middle row of the Tahoe, and I am sitting behind myself, so I'm about 6 foot tall, and I've adjusted the front seat and steering wheel to be where I would have it if I was driving. And as you can see, I have a ton of space, and you can, if you want, move the seat forward and back. You do have some space here, so you do have some choices as a passenger, obviously depending on how much you like the person sitting behind you. Right, so you can move it all the way back and crowd them a little bit, but really there's a lot of room here. I can easily be like this if I wanted to. Drive for hours. You do have ventilation here. You've got your own HVAC controls down here. Everything you need as a passenger. Really great family vehicle for something that's, well, let's be honest, tens of thousands of dollars less than an Escalade. So here you get the same kind of features, the same kind of benefit in luxury, well, for quite a bit less. Let's hop in the back and see what it looks like. Sitting in the back, and now I'm gonna do this, well, I guess I can say the easy way or the hard way. I'm actually gonna fold the seat. Now you could just actually walk through the middle, especially if you're maybe 12 years old, it's probably a little easier. You can just hop through and run to the back, not a problem. But otherwise, it's simply pull this lever twice, and the whole seat folds up, and that's actually a much more civilized way for somebody my age to get in. But I can get in here, into the back, no problem. Oh, by the way, I can just pull the seat back up, and I've got a ton of space back here. So this is, you know, I did have the seat moved a little bit forward. You can move it back a little bit, but as you can see, I got lots of leg room, lots of space here. There is room for 3 across the back here. There's a shoulder belt for the middle person if you actually have somebody sitting in the middle back here, but I've got cup holders, I've got ventilation, really everything you need in a 7-passenger vehicle. Pretty slick. Getting out, why don't we go the other way? We'll just go through the middle. And like I said, you can still adjust this seat forward and back. Pretty easy. Getting in the front here, there's some things you notice right off the bat. So first of all, this is the black interior, but you're noticing this sort of, what's the right thing? Is it brown, is it gold? Some browny goldy highlights in the stitching and the way they've done in the seats. You'll notice the High Country in the headrests, just to offset it from being a, an entry-level trim. This is much more higher, it feels much more luxurious, and obviously it's the little details. I really like the open pore wood grain here. Just gives you that more luxury feel. It's certainly not plastic. It looks like it should be. So anyways, inside here, you've got your typical center display, plus your infotainment, which is massive. Let's just fire this up and see what it looks like. So as the displays come to life, I'm gonna stay in demo mode. Obviously, this is a brand new vehicle. So you can see your typical information at the front here. I do have a massive heads-up display, and well, I've become spoiled. I'm really quite used to it now. I like having all my information reflected off the windshield. So that gives you your speed, it can give you turn by turn, it can tell you what's going on in the radio. You do have some choices with your heads-up display, as you do here with your infotainment display. So here, you've got all your vehicle settings, very easy to access, all very, very intuitive. It does have Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. It is a Google built-in system, so it's really quite intuitive and easy to use. Personally, I tend to end up just sort of sticking on the radio functions or maybe even the map functions. Really big map. You know what, if you can't see it on here, I don't know what you need. So we have a full-size panoramic sunroof. Really, in a full-size SUV, what more do you need than this? This is really great value. Great value to drive at 9.5 liters per 100 kilometers on the highway. Really incredible. You need to come down and drive one of these today. 386 Ontario Street at Brian Cullen Motors. Come and take one for a drive.